There are very few people who can talk about their feelings like they can talk about the weather forecast. In fact, most of us would probably rather bite off our tongues than look at our cards when it comes to romance. Instead, we prefer to look deep into the eyes of our object of desire and hope for telepathic perception. Love and affection are two beautiful things, but they require a lot of effort and tactics until the common ride into the sunset can finally be sealed. In today's video, we introduce you to 7 rather unassuming behaviors that can say, "I love you," without any words at all and mean it. If you like our videos, please support us with a thumbs up, subscribe to Psychology and Mind, activate the little bell, and look forward to the videos we upload for you every day. Number 1, your proximity acts like a magnet. When we like a person, we want to spend as much time as possible in his or her presence. Like moths to a flame, we find him or her magically attractive and simply irresistible. Especially in matters of love, we are extremely creative and inventive when it comes to achieving our desires. We find possibilities, invent excuses, and use every opportunity to meet her or him. Suddenly, we're interested in sports, get involved in volunteer work, or seek out places where no amount of money in the world could have taken us before. What matters is simply being close to the sun of our own personal universe. So if you notice that someone suddenly keeps crossing your paths and tangenting your orbit, be alert. Maybe there is a romantic intention behind it. Number 2, always there, always available. People who at least like us, or perhaps even feel more for us, will never leave us out in the cold. They always have an open ear for our problems, are immediately there with advice and action, and will never refuse us their help. If you have such a person in your life, be thankful and appreciate them very much. It would be wrong, of course, if you were to exploit this weakness for your own benefit, because karma has a particularly watchful eye on actions that take advantage of other people's feelings. Number 3, eyes on you. It can be quite irritating when complete strangers can't take their eyes off us. Strictly speaking, of course, we should be flattered. It doesn't mean that there's a cartoonish mess going on in our face right now, but usually the exact opposite. Our eyes linger on beautiful people and beautiful things, not the repulsive and the ugly. So if you notice that someone around you can't take their eyes off you, it's pretty sure romance is involved. By the way, in this case, you will immediately notice whether these ambitions are for you or not. Comfortable goosebumps mean, yes, I am interested. A creepy cold shiver that runs down your spine with every eye contact, on the other hand, is not a good sign. Number 4, something always seems to be left unsaid. Friendships are not the worst foundation on which to build a love relationship. However, it can also become complicated and difficult if the love is only felt unilaterally and is not reciprocated. Many people therefore delay a confession of love as long as possible. It's silly, however, if one constantly runs into or meets the loved one and also wants to behave normally. When our hearts are overflowing, it is sometimes difficult for our mouths to shut up. We then either ramble like a lovesick teenager or decide to do the complete opposite and fall silent more often than average. In the latter case, however, our counterpart soon notices that the unspoken things are standing in the room like the proverbial pink elephant. So if you increasingly notice that a message intended for you is not being conveyed, its content may be of a romantic nature. Number 5, your opinion is wanted. Most people give their opinion without being asked because they consider it essential. We are all the more delighted when someone specifically asks us for ours. It shows us that we are important, but also that we are competent and have a certain amount of experience. When someone asks you specifically about certain topics, you feel appreciated, honored, and possibly even secretly loved. Number 6, nice surprises and affectionate gestures. Is there perhaps a caring colleague who always brings you a coffee or buys you an ice cream in the summer without you asking? Do you have a neighbor who neatly puts your packages and mail on your doorstep? Or does the nice person at the supermarket always give you an extra sample? Gestures don't have to be heady or earth-shattering to symbolize deep meaning. We humans are inherently rather frugal with our affection. At least, most of us dispense it in homeopathically small doses. Adoring small gifts is nothing more than one of the 5 languages of love. It offers us the talent of acceptance and is meant to direct our feelings in the same direction. However, nice gestures of attention are not to be confused with an attempt to bribe. The expectation will be there unconsciously, but the giver does not expect a real return. As is well known, true love does not seek its own advantage. Number 7. Increase in charming advances and bold attempts at flirting. Of course, at some point, our biology wants to go on the attack when we have feelings for someone. Even those people who have a marked amount of discipline and self-control eventually come out from under the cover of non-commitment. A genuine broad smile that reaches the corners of the eyes, slightly dilated pupils, and the irresistible urge to flirt are the logical consequence of romantic feelings, even if they are kept in check. Even 1 or 2 flirty remarks will cross our lips, and we will scatter roses and compliments nonstop. What our heart, our soul, and our mind desire must at some point come to light. Facial expressions, gestures, and cheeky innuendos with clear intent are the best channels for this. Today's conclusion: I dare not. Unfortunately, for something as complex and complicated as our love lives, there is no one-size-fits-all recipe or guide that can be used when needed. Most of us stumble into our relationships more by accident than on purpose. Sometimes, thank God, higher powers have their fingers in the pie. Otherwise, humanity would probably have died out long ago. Revealing one's feelings is a difficult feat that comes with pride, but also with the fear of being hurt. Only when we are completely sure do we dare to step forward. Of course, it is easy to say, it is better to know the truth than to dream illusions. But when the consequences of unrequited love have repercussions on our whole life, we prefer to remain silent in case of doubt. However, the 7 behaviors just mentioned are perhaps at least a hint. If love is reciprocated, it is worth pursuing. If it's not, at least it's easier to avoid it and not inadvertently reinforce false hopes. That's it for today.
Thanks for watching. Did you find this information helpful? Do you have experience with it? We would love to hear from you. Leave a comment below and let us know your thoughts. For more resources about mental health, self-improvement, and psychology, visit our website. You'll find the link in the video description where you can also connect with us on social media and sign up for our email list. Take care of yourself and have a beautiful day.